Hello, traders. FX Pip Collector here. Today is Monday, February 16th, and this is my morning market breakdown of the US dollar pairs, including gold and a couple of the yen pairs. I always start off on the dollar index because it basically tells me what to do on all the dollar pairs themselves. Like I've been saying last week, to me, this really looks like a five-wave impulsive move up, especially on like the 4-hour time frame, which makes me think very likely that this move down right here is a pullback to this last move up. Now, we definitely did bounce from the 78%, but we have not really made an engulfing move up yet. But I still think that it's more likely this is either going to go up and make a wave C, because this would potentially be an A, and this would be a B, and it would go up and make a C, and then eventually go back down on the daily. Or maybe this is actually a wave 1, this is a wave 2, and this is a wave 3, and it's actually going to go up and break this daily time frame structure, which would confirm that the dollar is very, very bullish on the daily and the weekly time frame. Now, this is the daily time frame analysis, and it is definitely going to take a while to play out either scenario. So, anyways, let's start off on the euro dollar, start off on the daily time frame. Now, what we just did on the US dollar index tells me exactly what direction I would expect all six of these dollar pairs to go. So, all of my analysis on all six of these pairs is solely based on that dollar analysis. So if I'm expecting the dollar to go up for either a C or a 3 on the daily, then I would kind of expect this to either go down for a C, which would look like this, and then potentially go back up, or maybe this would go down for a wave 3 also and give us a break of structure on the daily also, which would confirm that this is a big top on the daily to weekly time frame. Either way, we're taking it one step at a time. We definitely do have engulfing down here, so we are definitely bearish for now. I do agree that this does kind of look like it potentially could go up again before it goes down, but I think based on the dollar index, that's probably not what's going to happen. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, it's actually been very, very slow for the past few trading days. Now, today is a US bank holiday, and US bank holidays are often very, very slow in the market, so be very, very careful today. But if we're basing this on the dollar analysis, then yes, maybe it will go up and maybe it will grab these highs because that would make more sense for this to be like an ABC pullback, maybe up to like the 61%. But I would really be focused on trying to get short because if it does go down like the dollar index is suggesting that it should, then it should go down for a big C or a big 3 like I was showing on the daily. So yes, I do think there's a good chance it could go up. But I think the trade that we really need to be focused on is trying to get short for either a wave C or basically possibly a wave 3. Moving on to the pound dollar, going back up to the daily time frame. Pound dollar is very strong today for some reason, and obviously it's not a U.S. bank holiday. It's not a holiday in the UK, so they definitely could see some volatility today. Based on the US dollar analysis, we are definitely still bearish this. Also, based on structure, the trend is down because it is making lower lows, lower highs, and based on market flow, it's also down. Now, I do agree that this does kind of look like it should make more of a three-way pullback before it goes down, and it definitely could end up playing out like that. But I still think that we need to be focused on shorts just in case because going down to the 1 hour time frame range is where we would put our Fibonacci retracement from here to here, because if this right here is a ABC, like it suggested is on many of the dollar pairs, then it potentially would go to the 61 or the 78%, break to the downside and start either a wave C or a wave 3, just like what I was showing on the dollar index and the euro dollar. So I think it might stay bullish for a little bit longer, but I definitely would keep an eye on the 61 to 78% Fibonacci retracement of this whole move down, because I think that this is potentially an A right here, this is potentially a B, and this is a C, and that it is potentially going to go down for a big wave C or a big wave 3. Like I said, my analysis on this is solely based on the US dollar index analysis. Moving on to the Aussie dollar, going back up to the daily time frame. Now, the problem with the Aussie is it's been very, very strong. And the market flow is up, the trend is up on the weekly and on the daily time frame. It still really hasn't been able to even make an engulfing move to the downside on the daily yet. Now, based on the dollar index, it does kind of seem more likely like it is going to start a bigger move to the downside, but the Aussie is such a strong pair. I'm not really sure if this is the one I would really suggest looking for shorts on, even though it probably will end up following the rest of the pairs. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, if it's going to do what the dollar index suggests it's going to do, then this is potentially five waves down right here. This is like either a wave A or a wave 1. And then we potentially have 1, 2, 3 waves up, which would be an ABC of B or possibly an ABC of 2. Most wave Bs and wave 2s do break structure of the previous 5 waves, and the previous 5 waves is right here, which it did go up and test that structure, but it didn't really break it yet. But I don't really think I'd pay too much attention to that. If it does, engulf down and break down at the 50, then I probably would take it as a short. If it goes up to the 61% and it does that, or the 78% and does that, then I would definitely take it as a short for either the end of a wave B or possibly the end of a wave 2, because either way, it probably would end up following all the other dollar pairs, even though the Aussie has been very, very strong over the last couple of weeks. It may not be the best pair to be trying to sort. You might be better off trying to sort something like the euro dollar, or maybe going long on the dollar CAD or the dollar Swiss. Anyways, moving on to the dollar CAD. Now, if we're basing this on the dollar index, which we definitely should be, then we would expect this first push up to be an A or a 1. We'd expect this push down to be a pullback, either a wave B or a wave 2. Then it potentially would make a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of C, which would look like that, and then eventually go down on the daily. Or potentially, if it's a wave 3, then it would just keep on making higher highs, higher lows, and it would eventually go up and give us this break of structure on the daily, which would definitely confirm a much more bullish pattern on the daily to weekly time frame. These daily time frame analysis are very long analysis and they take weeks to play out, but they should tell you exactly what you should be doing on the sort of time frames, like the 1 hour, 30-minute, maybe even 15-minute veins. So going down to the 1 hour time frame is where I got my Fibonacci retracement on the last impulsive move up. This definitely looks very, very, very corrective from the end of this impulsive move up right here. Now, whether or not it's going to go down and grab these lows is the question. It is a U.S. bank holiday, and oftentimes you'll see a fib bounce on a bank holiday. You'll see an engulfing move up, but then there's no liquidity, so it just ends up pushing back down, which is probably the more likely thing. So it probably is going to, in my opinion, go down to the 50 or the 61%. But if it does, turn up at a fib level, and if it does break up at a fib level, no matter what fib level it is, it probably would make for a pretty nice long opportunity. The higher time frames are definitely suggesting longs. And the shorter time frames, we definitely want to look at anything we see to the downside is likely just a pullback within an uptrend. So keep a very close eye on your fib levels. I mean, it already looks like it's trying to golf up right now, but be very careful. It is a U.S. bank holiday, especially when the U.S. session starts. It is President's Day, which is definitely a pretty big holiday in the U.S. And there probably is going to be a little bit of a lack of liquidity unless there's some unscheduled news, which there definitely could be. Anyways, moving on to the US dollar Swiss, going back up to the daily time frame, basically exactly the same analysis as the US dollar CAD. Well, really all the dollar pairs. Either this is an A or a 1, this is either a B or a 2, which is a pullback to the move up, and I still think it's potentially going to go up and make a C, which would look like that, and then go back down, or potentially it's going to make a 3, which would go up and give us this big break of structure, confirming a much bigger move on the daily to weekly time frame. So we are definitely looking for bullish, engulfing moves up at fib levels on shorter time frames. So that's when we go down to like the 1 hour time frame veins and we put our Fibonacci retracement on the move up, the last impulsive move up, and we are looking at anything we see to the downside is likely just a pullback within an uptrend. Now, it kind of seems to be more likely like these could go down and grab these lows. It might end up going down to 78% and then turning back up and starting a move. Maybe this is a 1, maybe we're currently in a wave 2, and potentially it's going to go up and start a wave 3, which would be a 1, 2, 3 of C or a 1, 2, 3 of 3. Whether or not it's going to do this move today or not is the question. And, like I said, it is a U.S. bank holiday, and it's probably not going to start a wave 3 on the bank holiday because a wave 3 is supposed to be the biggest, strongest wave, which is why I think that if it does start a push up, it's probably going to be a bull trap, and then it'll probably go down to grab the lower liquidity before it actually ends up pushing up for real. So, anyways, moving on to gold. Gold, it pretty much has been playing out exactly as I've been talking about. I mean, yeah, it did make a pretty impulsive move down last week, but I still think it needs to go up. I still do not think this wave B or wave 2 is over. I still think this first push down is an A or 1. I still think we're in a B or a 2. I believe it's going to go up to the 61 or possibly even the 78% before it starts to move down for a C, which will look like this, and then go back up on the daily, or possibly a 3, which would go down and break structure, which would confirm a much bigger move to the downside, possibly even confirming that this wave 3 is over on the weekly and monthly time frame, which would be a pretty big deal because we've been in this wave 3 for a long time. So it would be nice to confirm that this wave 3 is complete on the weekly and on the monthly. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, I think it's going to at least go up to the 61%. Where the 61% is above the 5,140 area, probably 145 or someplace in that area. So anything we see to the downside, we are definitely looking at as possibly just a pullback. I mean, for now, I just got my fib retracement from here. We already got a 61% fib bounce. Whether there's enough liquidity today on a bank holiday for it to keep on pushing up or not is the question. There's probably a pretty good chance that it may not keep pushing up and it may actually end up making more of a three-way move like this, more of an ABC 1, 2, 3-way pullback before it actually continues up. Either way, I would definitely be looking at anything I see to the downside as very likely just a pullback within an uptrend. So I would definitely be focused on long opportunities on gold for sure. Moving on to the yen pairs. I think that the yen pairs have possibly started to move down, but I also think that they are likely starting a pullback first. So what I think is happening is this is probably going to end up being a pullback to this move down right here, and this is the daily, so it potentially could last all week long before it ends up going back down like that. But still, it has not engulfed up yet. This push up that we're currently getting could just be a little bit of a bull trap and it could just keep on going down. There's really no real evidence that it is going up yet in any big way. So we do have to be cautious with assuming that it's going to turn up because there's really no evidence of the turn up yet. With the fact that we look at all the yen pairs and we come to the conclusion that a lot of them are getting ready for a push up, and then we look at the dollar pairs, and the dollar also gives us the idea that it's going to push up. There probably is a very good likelihood that this is also going to push up and end up being a pullback to the big last move down. We really need to see this break of structure. We never did get this break. I mean, if it breaks this high right here, I think that's what's going to confirm that this right here is a bottom on the daily, even though I think it would be a temporary bottom because I still think this push up would just be a pullback to the last move down. We still want to put our Fibonacci retracement from here to here because if it still goes up to any one of these fib levels and then turns down, I personally would continue to go short because I mean this thing could just keep on going down. There's really no actual evidence of a push up. If we think it's pushing up, then we're just assuming that it's pushing up. And when you start assuming things about the market, that's when it smacks you in the face and takes your money away. So anyways, moving on to the euro yen. All the yen pairs to me do look like they are getting ready for a push up. The euro yen is sitting at the 100% Fibonacci extension of this right here, projected out the top of this. Definitely looks like a place where this could start either a pullback like this to the downtrend or possibly even a bigger move up. The problem is it has not engulfed up yet. This could just be a bull trap. It could make a lower high and it could just keep on making lower highs on the sort of time frames. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, I personally think that it is going to go up. I personally think that it probably is going to break this structure. But until it actually does break this structure, that is nothing more than speculation. We're just speculating that it's going to do this. Is it really going to do that? We have no idea. If it goes up to the 78% and turns down again, then I would definitely go short again. There is a chance that it makes another lower high. There's a chance this is just an ABC pullback within a downtrend. The higher time frames definitely make me think that it's going to go up. But what I would do personally is I would wait for the break of structure and then I would wait for the pullback and then I would go long on the first pullback for potentially the continuation of the push up on the daily. Much, much safer to wait for the pullback after the break of structure because at least then you have a confirmation that it really is starting a bigger move to the upside. Now moving on to the pound yen. The pound yen is quite a bit stronger because of the pound. The pound is quite a bit stronger today. We are right at the break level right now. This is the important area because if it rejects this, it could just keep on going down. If it breaks it, then potentially it could start a move to the upside, which would either be a pullback to this whole move down, or possibly this is all just one big old correction to the weekly time frame uptrend. So we are kind of still waiting for confirmation, but because the pound is strong, it is breaking. Now, this is, like I said, this is the important area because either this is a ABC and it rejects structure and then pushes down. And if it makes an engulfing move to the downside, that's probably what's going to happen if it rejects this structure. Or it's going to break this structure, hold above the structure, then probably pull back below it. And then there's going to be a really nice entry to go long. So if you really pay attention to your structure, then you don't really have to guess when these waves are over. The market will tell you when this wave is over by showing you a nice break of structure. Then you can wait for the first pullback, and then you can get in on the pullback. These break of structure pullback entries, in my opinion, are the safest entries in the market. At the same time, it could potentially reject this area, make an engulfing move to the downside, and it could just keep on going down. So if you pay attention, you normally can tell when these waves are over. You just got to pay attention. You got to know your structure, use your Fibonacci extension and retracement to help you with this. And you don't really have to guess what the market is doing more times than not. You can kind of know when a wave is over on the daily time frame by going down to whatever time frame it's making the structure and waiting for a structure break, or waiting for it not to break structure and make another continuation of the trend pattern. So anyways, don't forget to check out my website, fxpipcollector.com, if you'd like to follow along with all my trades and be part of a really great trading community on Discord. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching and happy trading.